Today, I had the pleasure of being aboard the SeaWell 290CC.
SeaWell recently introduced their new 290cc, which is getting a lot of attention because it's designed to make boating more accessible and affordable for a broader range of boaters.
Today we're going to go out and see how she performs and take a look at some of the features. I'm Captain Trip with Boat Test. Let's take a look around. Let's start at the bow. All the way forward is the anchor roller, and there are two pop-up 8-inch cleats, both port and starboard. A little farther back is the anchor locker, complete with a freshwater rinse and quick windlass, which is controlled by switches here at the bow, but also at the helm. The sunbed at the bow is about 5 foot in length by about 5 foot 10 inches at its widest, and there's padding all along the back with SeaWell stitching and grab rails that are on both sides. There's also rod holders and a midship cleat as we move aft. The center cushion and support underneath can be removed to create U-shaped seating, and there's also storage that can be accessed underneath. There's also 2 Fusion speakers and courtesy lighting throughout the boat. At the front of the console is a 42-inch wide bench seat with storage underneath. There's more rod holders along the side as we move aft. Also, additional Fusion speakers and a freshwater rinse hose. Access to the head is through the 16-inch wide door on the port side of the console. Now down below, there's about 6 foot 3 inches of headroom, a toilet, sink, and a few storage compartments. There's also your main electrical panel as well. At the helm is a 46-inch wide bench seat with 2 flip-up bolsters. And one thing that I might like to see is some armrests added in here. There's also 5 additional rod holders on the back. There's room for a cooler underneath the helm seat, and the fish boxes, both port and starboard, are 42 inches in depth. And there's also rod holders, both port and starboard. The steering wheel is mounted on a tilt base, and as I look forward, I have good visibility with this one-piece windshield. Compass is mounted center line of the boat. There are 2 12-inch Simrad MFDs and a dual USB. There's also push-button switches for all of my electronics, my controls for the Mercuries, Bennett trim tab controls, and my live well controls as well. Below is the Fusion head unit, start-stop for the engines, a Simrad VHF, and 2 small cubbies for small accessories, perfect for your cell phone. There's also a padded footrest for extra comfort. Overhead on the T-top, there are 6 rod holders on each side, more Fusion speakers, and LED lighting. The floor space in the cockpit is 7 foot 7 inches wide by about 3 foot 9 inches fore and aft. There's also access to a mechanical space underneath for the batteries and battery switches just along here. Also, 2 receptacles for pedestal bases for a table that can be set up here in the cockpit. The gunnel heights are about 27 inches, and that increases forward to about 39 inches. There's also padding here when you're bringing in that big fish. Along the transom is a 46-inch bench seat, complete with a bait well and wet storage. There's also cup holders, both port and starboard. Moving toward the swim platform, there's a freshwater shower to rinse that salt water off, and a 6-inch step over as we head out on the swim platform through the transom door. Now, all the way on the swim platform, there is a telescopic 3-rung stainless steel ladder to assist in coming in and out of the water. There are twin Mercury 225 V6s on the back of this boat. Let's go see how they push this thing along.
Our test boat has a length overall of 29 feet, a beam of 9 foot 5 inches, and drafts 2 feet. Test weight was estimated at 5,200 pounds with 60% of the 65-gallon fuel capacity on board and 2 passengers. The boat was powered by twin Mercury 225 V6s, which reached top speed at 5,500 RPM, where the boat went 47.9 miles an hour. Best cruise was at 3,000 RPM, where we recorded 23.6 miles an hour, getting 2.1 miles per gallon. On our whole shot tests, the boat reached 10 miles an hour in 2.7 seconds, 20 miles an hour in 5.7, and 0 to 30 was 9.4 seconds.
Right now we're in some protected waters, but we have some room to run. So let's see how the boat performs with the twin 225 Mercuries. I'm starting off with my trim tabs in the all down position. She gets right up on plane. From my standing position, I never lost sight of the horizon. There wasn't too much bow rise. And I'm just gonna go ahead and bring my tabs all the way up, see how the boat reacts. Now, I have a little bit of lean on my starboard side. So we'll straighten that out just a little bit with my trim tabs. They're right here, easily accessible. Now we're right pretty level. I like it, feels good. So we'll pick our speed up a little more. Everything looks clear around us. Now, under high speeds, this boat feels pretty good. Visibility is great with the windshield that has no joints or anything in it. And I don't have a lot of partitions and things with my T-top to impede my vision. Now comfort, I have padding underfoot. I can pop my bolster down, get seated, lean all the way back. I'm still comfortable, still have good visibility. We'll make a couple less turns. Now I'm really just relaxed right here. I've got one foot propped up on my footrest, and I can make these turns without any issue. The boat actually doesn't lean as much as I would have thought it would. I like that. Now we'll go a hard overturn, just about. Woo! You know, it doesn't lean as much as I thought it would. Now we'll get her up to speed. Things are still quiet in here. This windshield's blocking a lot of the wind. We did run maybe 10 miles or so offshore earlier through some pretty nasty stuff, and I was impressed that I wasn't getting wet in here. Now, the wind was blowing in the perfect direction where I should have been getting wet, and I never did. I was shocked. I would see a bit of spray and think, okay, I'm about to get wet, and I didn't. So the bow has a decent amount of flair where it just diverts all that off of you. I was really surprised. That was a detailed look of the features and performance of SeaWell's new 290cc. I'm Capt with BoatTest, and remember, life is better on a boat.